Hey guys, this is Mike from EAK Crew Productions, and today I want to go over a deck that I'd honestly like to be known for when it comes down to decks in general that I like to use and that I think are really super competitive, and that would be anti-meta, but not just any kind of anti-meta deck. I like to call this my Gemini, it's Gemini Spark Beatdown Skill Drain, pretty much. What you want to do is you run cards like, well, let's just go over the deck list, and I'll kind of explain it along the way. So we have two Cyber Dragons, because this meta there is Machine, so we're just going to go ahead and main two Cyber Dragon, because it's a quick 2100 beat stick that can really get over your opponent's monsters. And then it also allows us to go into Chimera Tech Fortress and just wipe the fields of those Machine players. Three Thunder Kings, because it is one of the most just powerful side deck monsters right now. It's a big beat stick, and well, it's not going to slow us down at all. As you can see, we don't run duality, because when I run cards, I like to run cards that don't conflict with each other really like at all. I want everything to be smooth. I want to be able to draw a card and be like, okay, this is usable now. So Thunder Kings, we have 3 Alias and 2 Crusader. And we run that because we have the 3 Gemini Spark. So we want to have 5 targets for it at least. That way we can use some of the monsters while we still don't have the Gemini Spark. And this way when we draw a Spark, we probably have one of those monsters. And then Spark is also a draw power card, so it's really good. We're going to run 3 Beast King Barbaros because he's a 19 beat stick. And we run 2 Skill Drain main deck, so we can turn him into a 3K monster, which is just really fantastic. I love watching people run into him, and then that happens. And we also have Forbidden Chalice in the deck for the Barbaros, because once you hit Chalice onto a Barbaros, Barbaros will forget that he was ever 19, and he'll just stay 3000. And of course, this card alters the attack of a monster, so it can be triggered in damage calculation. So 3,400 for one turn, and then 3,000 for the rest until they get him off the field. That is just, it's nuts to me. Doom Caliber Knight, because even with the skill drain on the field, his effect can still be activated. He's a 19 beat stick, and they're not going to Monster Reborn him from our graveyard if he happens to get in there. Although you can see that we are running not only just anti-meta, but removal kind of build, if not just stun. We've got Dark Hole, massive pluses. Heavy Storm, massive pluses, even though in this deck we do run a lot of back row that stays on the field, so you have to choose when to use this card, but it's too good to not run. 2-dimensional Fissure, because a lot of these decks revolve around the graveyard, and we're not running it at 3, because I think with 2 D-Fissure and 3 macro, that is too much stack. 2 Mystical Space Typhoon, great card. We only need 2 because we run 3 Spark. 2 Forbidden Lance, the card's amazing. We can make it so that our monsters survive those D prisons, or we can make it so that their monsters don't survive damage calculation. The Chalice, we've been over. The Sparks, we've been over. It's a draw card too. It's really just amazing. 2 Compulse to get rid of Synchros and Exceeds. Get rid of those face down monsters so we can attack for game. 2 Mirror Force, because the deck is a stun variant, even though it's not full stun. Mirror Force, because like I said, massive pluses off of it. It's like always live, unless you're winning constantly, which, you will be. 3-dimensional Prison, because it's one of those cards that doesn't destroy, but it still gets rid of your problem. They have to attack into it, but Stardust attacking into this, and then you getting rid of the Stardust, it's great. Other monsters have similar things like Stardust. When they're destroyed, Dimensional Prison gets over them. Light Pulsar Dragon, when destroyed, not anymore. Now he's just removed. We've got the Macro Cosmos, because like I said, everything likes to go to the grave. And this can also bait out Solemn Warnings, because they can negate Macro, but then you just slap down a D-Fissure, or you slap down the other macro that you have face down. It being a trap makes it so versatile. 2 Skill Drain, which is, I gotta say, one of the best cards in this entire format. This format is so effect heavy that running Skill Drain main deck just destroys a lot of things. And then of course we've got the Doom Cal negation and we've got the Beast King Plus off of the skill drain. And then Starlight Road, because we are going to be setting skill drains, macros, fissures, so we need a card to keep us alive, keep us there. And then, of course, if it triggers, we have 2,500 beat stick with just an amazing effect. Let's go into the extra deck before we touch the side, actually. So Stardust for the Starlight Road. We've got Thought Ruler, Archfiend. It's just an 8-star that can be brought out with maybe I don't know. It's just a great 8-star. You never know what's gonna happen. Let's see. We've got Blade Armor Ninja, which is good because we are running triple alias. Although they'll probably get gone by the Gemini Sparks, we could go for game. We've got the Excalibur, same reason. 2 Utopia. Any of the 4 stars we've got, we can make into Utopia. We've got Roach, good card against Lightsworn. We've got Wind Up Arsenal. This is for this 2 Cyber Dragons. It's got a pretty nutty effect if you actually read the card. The dragon because of our Barbarosses, so that's really great right there. Oh, and you know what, the Thought Ruler, I was originally running Monster Reborn, but I took it out because of all the removal. Number 15, simply because he gets rid of attachments, and why not run something else for the Barbaros when, extra deck's not a big thing for us really. And 2 Chimera Tech because we run 2 Cyber Dragons, so we can get rid of that machine field twice. Side deck, we've got 2 Kinetic Soldier for the Samurai matchup. It's a great card. Turns into a 3,350 beat stick against all their warriors. It's amazing. Even their exceeds their warriors. Even though Excalibur will get over him, but then after that, the Excalibur doesn't, and who says we're not going to have a Forbidden Lance in the back row, 2 Gemini Imps, great against Dark World matchup. In this deck, this deck right off the bat kind of just says goodbye Dark Worlds, because we've got the triple macro and the double fissure, but this is more like the opening hand kind of thing where we don't have those things set yet because they've gone first, because they've lost the first match. 2 system down, as if Cyber Dragons weren't enough, but you know what, they're just a really good deck. And then of course the cards we skipped over, Prohibition, great card against a meta full of decks that you know what they do. You have to be knowledgeable, but after that first match, as long as they're not smoke screening, you know what to call out to stop their plays. So great card. Mystical Space Typhoon, just in case we're playing a really back row heavy deck, and we just need extra destruction. 2 Dozen Match for those wind up players, which is it's a really annoying deck. The extra MST also helps us destroy Wind Up Factory. Mask of Restrict, great card if you're randomly run into Monarchs, but really just destructive, destroys heretics. They can't get off any of their plays, so great deck, great card choice. Shadow Imprisoning Mirror for Dark Worlds, because of course they're not going to be able to get all those ditching effects. So really great side deck. I personally believe this deck is 9-1 so far. So of course it is DN play, so but it's just been doing really good in general. I have a new local, so I'll be trying it out there. But overall, that is the deck. I hope you guys like it. I hope you can appreciate the work I put into it. And please subscribe. I'll see you guys later.